Hello, long time no see. Back to talk again about more Spanish media that I have been consuming. So if you are interested in books, there's actually a different video that you can watch on my other channel where I did talk about all of the books that I've been reading in Spanish because I'm doing a challenge. It doesn't really make sense to repeat everything here, so you can check out that video and just skip the parts about the challenge if you're not interested. So if you are new to this series, we talk about the natively Spanish or basically dubbed or translated content, although sometimes some translated content does sneak in, as you will see. So for series, I have watched 4 series in Spanish. All 4 of these shows are incredibly dramatic. That's just kind of what's been coming up on my Netflix lately. The first one is called Desaparecido, and this is actually a really neat concept because this is, I believe, the first ever dual Basque and Spanish Castilian series. So it was completely filmed in both Spanish, Castilian Spanish, and Basque. I think that's super cool. The series in itself was just okay. So this is the story of a group of friends where one of them, they're all teenagers, one of them goes missing, and so they're trying to find him. The whole town is looking for this teenager, and as it kind of comes to light through the investigation, pretty much everyone had a motive for hating this guy, for wanting him to not be around anymore. And so obviously that makes it really difficult to investigate. There's a lot of secrets, a lot of things coming to light. It was, dramatic teenage drama. It was okay. I would struggle to say I recommend it, but I did finish it without a lot of difficulty, so, Sort of similarly, we have Ángela. This one was a woman who starts to think that her husband might be conspiring to murder her. And so also a lot of drama, a lot of things going on. It was, again, just okay. It was good if you like that kind of dramatic domestic show. Then we have Dos Tumbas. Okay, so they're in this town. 2 girls went missing. One of them was eventually found. Her body was eventually found, and the other one is still missing. And so obviously everyone in this town really wants to know what happened, particularly the families of these 2 girls who also don't necessarily get along, the families that is. And so the grandmother of the girl who is still missing kind of decides that she's going to take on looking into this case herself and starts to get into a lot of dangerous territory with that. This one I think I liked a little bit better than the other ones so far. The characters I think were a little bit more well done. It had a little bit more going on as far as the plot that wasn't just pure interpersonal drama, so it was okay. Then we have Refugio Atómico. This one, I think they've done a lot of effort promoting, at least here in Spain. I was seeing a ton of posters for this everywhere, and to me this seems very blatantly to be a Fallout knockoff show. So this is telling the story of a nuclear fallout shelter, obviously, where a bunch of super rich people are staying. And so what is going on out in the world? What's going on in the shelter? Are they safe in there? Are they safe from each other in there? All kinds of drama. This one, very, very Spanish drama show, tons of interpersonal. These people are screwing each other, and these people are screwing each other, and these people are screwing each other, both banging each other and also screwing each other over, both senses of the word. So yeah, this was fine, a decent time killer. It ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm sure that there will be more seasons. I might watch them, but honestly, I'm not super interested. Then movie, the only Spanish movie that I have watched since the last episode is Tótem, and I watched this during an immersion event, and this is a Mexican movie about a family who is getting together for the birthday party of a member of the family who is pretty imminently going to die. He's like pretty young and he has a daughter, and so you're just seeing snippets of this day as how it's affecting different people in the family, including him, his child, the mother of his child, different people. It's a very slice of life, very art style movie. Obviously, with like a not plot heavy movie like that, it's hard to have a lot to say about it, but it was an interesting watch. Then webtoon or a YouTube video. You have options on this one, and this is an exception to the translated rule because this is a translated piece of media, but it is being completely like recreated in Spanish, so we'll give it an exception. So this is the webtoon called Bajo los árboles, donde nadie te ve, and this is a translation of a comic webtoon, etc. in English. And so it has fully come out on webtoon now, but also while it was coming out, I got impatient and looked it up, and they actually made a like dramatization on YouTube that's fully voice acted with like really good Spanish actors. So you can also watch it on YouTube if you would rather. I think it was like 55 minutes or something like that. So this is the story of it's all woodland creatures, the characters. And so it's a very like whimsical setting and art style and everything, but this is like a soft horror story. So you're following this bear in this town who has picked this like idyllic little town to make her home in because she is a serial killer and she needs like a place to hide away. So her rule is that she never kills in the town, but then someone kills in the town, and so she's very concerned that she's going to be found out during the investigation of this other murder, and so she needs to figure out who that was. And it was a very, very interesting story. It's short, but yeah, enjoyable. Then there's also a little prequel on YouTube as well. Then lastly, for today, we have YouTube. So I have been watching a lot of game streaming on YouTube, and my top choice is Arándana. She is Peruvian and she streams a lot of horror games and other games as well, but right now she's streaming Silent Hill F, and so I have been watching those religiously. But I love all of her streams. She's a super endearing streamer, like very chill. She's like into the game, but she's not like disruptive to watch at all. So her and the Gabo O or whatever are by far my favorite streamers. Love them both, but I've talked about him before, so definitely check out her channel if you think you might like game streaming at all, because she is, I think, a perfect gateway streamer. Another obsession of late has been Carolina Elizondo. Caro is a lifestyle and book content creator mostly. She is part of my accent inspiration for shadowing and that sort of thing. So I, watch her content for that purpose, but mostly I just watch her content because I really enjoy it. She's super fun to watch, like a perfect combination of interesting but chill. So you're just very cozy, and she's also like inspiring. She reads a lot of books that I'm interested in. So that has been really, really great to find. So let me know if you have anything that you have been really enjoying lately, and I will see you next time.